how does a common man, how would any common man in our country ever hope to get justice from our justice system? Because then you, on one side, you have very educated advocates fighting on behalf of the convicts, despite knowing that they did it.
Yes. जैसे आईएएस होता है, आईपीएस होता है, वैसे आईजेएस होना चाहिए.
On a
Indian
national
judiciary.
level, huh?
Yes. So that when you study law, the entire country's perspective you are learning,
Not just your region.
not just your region state thing. And then this uncle son judge, ये वाला जो एक बोलते
Nepotism.
nepotism, ऐसा बहुत केसेस है. Crores of fund every year central government release to vaccinate the stray dog. Tell me, when one stray dog is vaccinated, tell me any symbol is been attached to the stray dog, कि अच्छा, this is vaccinated. No dogs are vaccinated. Where the fund goes?
If I were somebody who would like to be a part of a system where hundreds of crores of money is getting flown in, even though where it's going, I'm not held accountable against, I would always want that channel to be open. I would never close it down.
Yes.
So, what exactly is the power play here?
That is why government is always reshuffling IAS and OS, if you have seen the news. This is because that one thing that BJD government used to work, that everything was these IAS officers were doing in the
Bureaucracy was always
bureaucracy
supreme.
was, yes, always supreme for the ex government. That is what is hitting on them right now. That how can a minister or how can a CM take the call?
The only reason BJP won was
Hmm.
because they had a very strong narrative against Mr. Pandian working as a member of, BJD, that is the ex-incumbent government. So whatever we are talking right now
Hmm.
may be true. I do not know, right?
Yes.
But there's a very powerful narrative out there, and let's face it. Like I said, let's address the elephant in the room. BJD did not lose by a lot. The popular votes were definitely there with BJD. So, what do you think really went wrong with BJD last year elections? So, do you agree with the stance that BJD lost 2024 elections because of Mr. Pandian?
Because of Sri Navin Patnaik giving so much leverage, unnecessary leverage to Mr.
Mr.
Pandian.
Pandian.
And without any reason, without any condition,
Hmm.
like even their ministers were in shock that what suddenly happened. Some people told that he's blackmailing.
Hi, and welcome back to yet another episode of Tea with Tanya. And there is so much brewing on this episode today. I will take you directly to our guest today, who's a very beautiful royal princess from one of the districts of Odisha, but is also a very feisty lawyer and a very avid animal rights activist and environmentalist. Welcoming to the show, Ankita Ganga Deb. Hi, Ankita, welcome to the show. But before we start with you, could you please tell our audience who Ankita Gangadev really is?
Thank you, Tanya, for having me in your show. So, Ankita Gangadev, I belong to the royal family of Devgad, Bamanda. My grandfather, His Highness Raja Sudhal Dev, was one of the most famous ruler of Odisha. He was the very first person who brought electricity to Asia, and the telephone lines were very was initially connected from Redhakul to Devgad.
Wow.
So he is that person, and I belong to his family. And apart from that, I'm an advocate. I practice in the Supreme Court of India and High Court of Odisha. And the most important identity that I would like people should know me is that I am an animal and environment right activist.
Wow. So I am sitting across a real life princess.
Thank you.
That is really something. But you mentioned you practice law in the Supreme Court of India and High Court of Odisha, and you're also an animal rights activist and environmentalist, right?
Yes.
Which of the three, the princess, the lawyer, and the activist in you, which one do you really identify yourself to your core?
To my core, I'm an activist. I can never see injustice to the nature and animal in any form.
Mhm.
And whatsoever it takes me, I'll take an action against it. So activism is the core thing, I think.
Activism is a very radical word. I
Yes.
mean, people generally get divided when the term activism is used.
Yes.
And now we have so many different shades of activism happening in the country, outside the country, across the globe. There is paid activism, there is power shakedown disguised as activism. What is your definition of activism?
Well, my definition of activism is to be real and to be a change maker,
Mm-hmm.
to be a positive change maker in the society.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, me, activism, like anything people are getting ignited about and they think that they're activist. For
Mm-hmm.
example, what's happening in Nepal right
Hmm.
now. So the thing is different. What that country is suffering, no one knows. But people there are introducing those people who have ruined the parliament, ruined the country system as activists.
You don't really condone that.
I no, I do, but the situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
There is a marginalization between a real activist and an activist for social media.
Oh, so you mean you are not one of those keyboard warriors,
No.
not the activist who shows
Yes.
themselves on social media.
Yes.
Right. I think the world is going through a shift right now. Take
Currently.
the US.
Yes.
They are going through a shift in activism
Hmm.
against, their stand against Israel with what is happening in Palestine and
Yes.
Gaza. And then we have, of course, what Nepal is going through. Sri Lanka in the recent past went through the
Yes.
same.
Yes.
Pakistan, let's not talk about it. I mean,
It's
Bangladesh.
pointless. So
Let's and then Bangladesh is also a very recent example.
yes.
But being a lawyer, when you defend a cause, is that your activist side coming out, or is that just the lawyer coming out to defend a cause?
Every lawyer is an activist. Trust me.
Really?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
I would say that because whenever an advocate gets an opportunity
Hmm.
to do something different
Hmm.
in a different, totally in different perspective,
Hmm.
they'll do it for a case to win it.
Hmm.
So they want to change the perspective that ki it's general thing that advocates are iman nahi hota.
Hmm.
People say,
Hmm.
but advocates are not like this. If closer, if you take a look to them,
Hmm.
they are activists. They can do anything for their client, for the betterment of the client. For example, Kasab. The entire country knew what Kasab has done. But the pleadings of Kasab's advocate was totally inclined towards proving the innocence of Kasab.
This guy, being an Indian, he was defending Kasab after what happened in Mumbai.
Yes.
Wow.
That is activism.
And they take a lot of heat because of it.
Yes. And they know that whatever they're telling is wrong, but they know that they have to defend. And to defend their client, it will take anything to move the earth, they'll do that.
But how do you prevail sanity after this? Suppose there is a case that comes to your table where let's take Nirbhaya's case. Imagine yourself as being the advocate who pleaded on behalf of the convicts.
Yes.
You know that they did it, right?
Yes.
That is a truth you cannot deny.
You cannot deny. Yeah.
But then how do you manage to put forth a defensive stance in the court?
I'll tell you, in that courtroom, every day is a battle. Howsoever the case is. Now, for example, the Nirbhaya's case. It is the justice system who has given right to the wrongdoer that he will get defended. And it is my duty that I'll do the defense. So I'll take many examples. Like I'll take he was not in proper state of mind. He did not has an intention. Mens
Temporary
rea is absent.
insanity.
So yes. So all these few points that the constitution and the criminal laws has given to the advocate as a weapon, and they're using it. So that is where that an advocate every day, trust me, after I come from court, I'll think of all the arguments I have done.
How do you push it all away? Like, how do you do this?
That is very difficult. You cannot. You will be remembering what lies you have told and how you have got a simple date, even a date extension in the court. You have to do a play for that. So it is very difficult to be unreal in the courtroom. And in courtroom, everyone is unreal, except the judge. Because the judge is knowing nothing, he's blank about the situation.
He'll go what the evidence shows.
Yes, what the papers, what the evidence, and what arguments we are giving. But Other than that, trust me, the witness coming has to be briefed for hours together, that if so many questions are coming to you, act like you are going to faint. Act that you want a chair. Just grab a chair and settle down.
This is all practiced.
This is all practiced. This is all the
But if it
tactics.
is practiced and you're, talking about it on camera, I mean, this has been shown so many times
Hmm.
in Bollywood movies. But when you talk about it on camera and real people are watching it, how does a common man, how would any common man in our country ever hope to get justice from our justice system? Because then you, on one side, you have very educated advocates fighting on behalf of the convicts, despite knowing that they did it.
Yes.
How do you manage the balance? How do you keep yourself sane after this? And let's say you take up a case where you know that the convict is the wrongdoer, he was the perpetrator, and
Hmm.
every single evidence on your table is pointing a finger against him
Hmm.
or her, for that matter. But because of your advocacy, because of your defensive stance, if that guy gets acquitted, how do you live with yourself?
Now that is where us think people say that if you want to be a doctor and an advocate, you have to be free from all the emotions.
Are you?
We have to. Many a times we need to. But I personally speaking, I'm not. I'm so emotionally connected with my clients.
Mhm.
And when I know someone has done wrong, I take it very easy with them. But when I know that this injustice has happened,
Mhm.
I take it very seriously, very seriously.
So when you say you take it easy with them, when you know that they are in the wrong and they must be punished for what they did, do you deliberately try to lose the case?
Never. I give my best, but I never get much involved. Where my emotions are never connected, this happens with every advocate. Once an attorney is connected to the case emotionally, they will turn the earth and all thing to just win the case, because justice has to be given. What happened in the Nirbhaya case, which has happened in many cases. But once I know he is a culprit and the evidences are there, that will be digged out and will be shown to the judge. After this
So you
solid
let it
evidence,
happen.
yes, even if I start crying and
Hmm.
weeping that he's a good, he has a
He's a saint guy. He
saint
just
and
lost his
old
sanity.
mother and for the younger children, those things are not going to work in the court. So the judge knows nothing, and that is the strength of the justice system, because then he utilizes his wit rather to
Go with this side
judge.
or that side.
Yes.
Can you tell us one of your cases that shook you to your core?
Yes, it is. It's still going on, that case.
Is
Uh,
it okay if you talk about it?
yes, yes. I won't name that case. Uh, I went to Mahila PS. I have taken another client, and I saw there is a group of people, 15, 16
Where is
people.
this happening?
Mahila PS.
Where?
Police station, Mahila police station in
In Bhuvneshwar?
Bhuvneshwar.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So 15, 16 people
Hmm.
sitting one side, and one father and a daughter
Sitting on
sitting
the other
other
side.
side.
Hmm.
And the father is looking down.
So
The
these 15, 16 people are all men or are they all
nay,
women?
two, three women and
And
rest
rest
were
of them are
men.
men.
Huh.
Okay, cool.
And the father was looking down, totally helpless, and the daughter is defending her. And the points that I heard was that she has nails, she can't do the dishes, she has a bold voice. So when she's speaking, the neighborhood is also listening to
Okay.
whatever she's telling us. She doesn't know how to
This is
address
all about the girl
the
sitting next to her
girl.
father. Okay,
Huh.
okay.
And the mother's mother-in-law's
Hmm.
brother
Hmm.
has come there, and he is doing the allegations, the
The Mama
brother,
Sasur. Okay.
mama sasur kind of
Hmm.
person.
Hmm.
Huh.
Hmm.
And I didn't know that time who is what of the family, and I
Hmm.
don't even know what is the
So
case.
you get this call on behalf of whom?
I took another client.
Or you just went there
I
for some other
randomly
case.
I
Okay.
went there. I went for another Caesar case.
Hmm.
My client is with the police, the investigating officer. I am sitting outside and I'm observing this entire mela there. So the daughter-in-law is telling, "Are you going to throw me out of your house because I have nails?"
Or because I have a loud voice.
Louder voice. Then the mother-in-law is telling, she is also crying, doing emotional ki, whatever happening, I'll not take her back to my home. Whatever is happening, I'll not take her back. Police,
Thank God I have shorter nails. I mean, at least in one hand.
but I have the long. So she's telling that continuously. Then I thought कि क्या इनका चल रहा है. The father then just joined hand and said कि I'm kneeling down before you.
Before you disown my daughter.
Yes, before you disown my daughter. And that touched me. But still, I did not went and interfered between the case. It is how she came to me. I don't know
Hmm.
what she saw in me. I was dealing with my client. She came and she said that if they are going to throw me out of my house, what shall I do?
What do I do next?
Uh-huh. Then I said, why you think they're going to throw out? Then she said me, they have made me to write an undertaking that I will go out of this my matrimonial house because I for 2 3 months so that I can
Work
revive
on
myself,
myself. Huh.
and I can learn all the ethics how to be a better daughter-in-law, and then I'll go back. I said, who has
How long ago was this case?
this case is from 2022.
Oh, that was not too long ago.
No, this is 22 case, and that I am surprised the IAC that time has taken such a undertaking in presence of her. She's a Mahila PS IAC, okay, because she was connected to the husband's family member, husband
So she
family.
was biased
Yes,
against the girl.
yes.
Hmm.
They have a wine shop in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar,
So
bigger one.
that's okay. Wow.
So they are powerful people. So the only thing I can tell. Then this girl, I said you can come to the office and we'll discuss. And then we filed a domestic violence case. What the mother-in-law, just you can't imagine what has happened with that girl. She is weak. She was a nurse, okay, in high tech. So she had this dehydration issue and she faint or something had happened. So that day, the mother-in-law, out of anger, just pulled her left hand, and the eyebrow we make with her instrument. So that instrument was
Mascara
there.
instrument. Yeah. Huh.
Yes, so that instrument was there.
Oh, you mean the twitcher?
Twitcher, na, that shaving, they do not shaving, that face shaving and on
Oh,
blade.
the razor.
Razor, huh?
Huh,
So
huh.
that was there. So she took it somehow and slit the nerves of the girl. Like the girl is standing, uska nerves काट दिया उसने 3 4. After seeing blood, she तो fainted. They took her to Sunshine Hospital, and there they had made a prescription that she attempt to commit suicide. Okay, and now
But
after.
this is just the girl's narrative. We don't know for sure if that is
No,
true
no,
or not.
this is the truth. Because when I saw the Sunshine Hospital, the process, if the
Mm.
suicide case is there,
They'll
many a
file a
things
case.
happen.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
a
Huh.
medical case, a criminal case happens,
Huh.
and that has to be registered, and many process. They have written 2 lines there. Moreover, she is a nurse. She is a strong, independent woman. What on the earth will make her
She
to
must have some
slit
motivation to do so, right? Yes.
the nerves and do all this kind of drama? Okay, then she was brought back, and after that, in the fear ki she'll go and file a police case, which she gave a threatening that I'll go and I'll do the police case. You have done very wrong to me. Her father is a retired army officer, basically.
So she comes
So
from people who have a backbone.
no, no, no. Her father is like, what else say, a very innocent person, like doesn't even know anything. So he was just in army in some post. So I
Not a
don't,
high ranking
not an
officer.
high ranking thing. Then they have made a scenario that she committed this
She tried
attempt
to
to
unalive
commit
herself. Huh.
suicide. Yes, that is what narrative they have taken in police station. They have written all the stuffs, and the girl, they have removed the girl from
So
her
this
house.
police station drama that unfolded in front of you was a precautionary measure that the in-laws were taking against the daughter-in-law
Yes, yes.
in the fear that she might go out and she might
She
file a domestic violence case
case.
before we do.
Yes. And if there would be an investigation, then they would be caught. So now it has been years, and to our surprise, we got that the person who has written all these things is no more in that hospital. The one who has taken the note of this incident is no more working in that hospital even. So I don't know what equation it was. So that case, they went for bail to district judge. District judge do not give bail in a 1cc case. We did because police did not register an FIR. So we did an 1cc case. So the magistrate herself took the cognizance of the case, and the her father, when he went to dice, he was so helpless that he started weeping. He said that it is you. The reality is that they were in living. This boy and girl, they were in
Before they
living.
got married.
Yes, for 2 years at Bangalore. Once they got married, what triggered their house issue is that the elder sister-in-law, she was in love with someone, but due to his brother's
अच्छा मेरा नहीं हुआ तो किसी का भी नहीं होगा.
her brother's intervention, that marriage broke or some issue
अच्छा you
happened.
broke my love
So
match.
she
So
threatened this girl, I won't let you stay in this house, And you won't believe that that marriage was so like a grand marriage.
Ceremony.
Yes, all the what photo shoots and all क्या क्या उन्होंने नहीं किया था in that marriage. After 7 to 8 months, all these things
Where was the guy
happening.
in all of this? The husband?
The guy is a puppet. The guy has nothing. He knows that घर माँ के नाम पे, दुकान बाप के नाम पे. He is the only son. That is three sister, one son. But he doesn't know
Oh,
that
he's
what to
planning
do.
his contingencies. Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
And then that is why they threw the girl out of the house. We filed cases, maintenance and all, and then she started getting some money. It was I who filed. Then they went to High Court. High Court also denied bail. Then they went to Supreme Court. They hired a professional attorney who was taking 7 lakhs for one order from them.
For one
One order.
order. Okay.
Ha, so there were for this sister-in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law, and husband as culprit. They
Hmm.
accuse
Hmm.
4. So still they couldn't win in the Supreme Court criminal appeal. Then they went to SLP, specially petition they have filed. In that also they did not got the victory. So the bail is denied from the apex court even, and that case I am doing, and now the case is about to get over. Touchwood. So I have, and that guy went to the panchayat of this girl and asked this. They have so much money, so they're throwing it to everywhere. Asked this sarpanch to write it down in the letter pad that this girl has a loose character. She has married already twice. So
And did the Gram Sarpanch did that?
yes, yes.
Are you pulling them all into the court?
Gram Sarpanch will be, I don't know. He's taking the many pleas are there because court it takes time. Court to figure out things it take time. So little ambiguity is there, but I'll make sure these people will pay for the whatever they have done to her because I have witnessed what was going on in that Mahila PS, and I am surprised that the station which is to save women from all this atrocity is
Actually being a part of all of
yes
this.
is a force to do this kind of things there.
Wow, that is some case. I mean, I think the most, I mean, the case itself is not shocking. I mean, we are all, we've all, grown up with such stories around
Yes,
us,
yes,
and it's
yes,
always someone you don't know or it's someone you know. Hardly matters. The plot is always the same.
yes.
The characters may differ. What really shocks me about this case is the timeline in which it happened. You don't expect such a case to happen in a quaint little city like Bhubaneswar, especially in a time, in a year like 2022, when people are educated, trying to move forward, build better lives. And Bhubaneswar is usually known for its pleasantness. You don't expect such
Mm.
murkiness. Underneath there's
Yes.
a murky underbelly of Bhubaneswar. So, but what was your take on this case? Was there anything that shocked you in this case?
It is very shocking for me that still that girl loves that guy. See, true love exists. What I can conclude from this case, she still prays for him. She still keeps all this, the breaths and all what is to be done. She does it, and
For
she
his long life,
yes for his long
and the guy
life.
is not taking a
The
stand for
guy
her.
is never. The guy has blocked her from all the social media calls. Like, is she alive? She's dead. He's least concerned of that.
But the girl is still,
The girl,
madly in love with him.
yes, the girl wants to begin a family with this kind of character. And I have convinced her. I have told that do you think that if you do a family with this kind of a person, what kind of kids you are going to raise? How are you going to manage? And if
And what if this doesn't happen? I mean, this happens again. What if the cycle repeats itself?
I'm not sure if she goes back, she'll be alive. I'm that
Really?
sure. Yes, I'm that. They had put spies on her society where she was staying with her parents. There was a guy who used to follow her to the university where she's a nurse teacher kind of. She's teaching as well, and there's someone who is following every day. She's seeing. One day she got to know this man is asking about her that if she has a boyfriend right now, if
Oh,
she is going to get married to the society secretary,
he's keeping tabs on her.
to the servant and to the other people
Hmm.
whoever she is talking to. So this guy has appointed a official spy to bring her character down. जब कुछ नहीं मिला, they went to the sarpanch to write down a note that she has a bad character. So just imagine. And I am surprised how can an advocate, the opposite side also has a lawyer. How can they give this kind of suggestions which law will never recommend?
So this whole idea of putting a spy on her was given by the lawyer.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. The lawyers have put down knowledge, they have zero. You know what, Tanya, I'll tell you what is wrong with the judicial system right now. I have studied law for 7 years in my life. So 7 years, it's continuous research, policy papers, and what not drafts I have done for in law. But this some colleges that are giving 3 years LLB, look and write, and after that you get a certificate,
License to practice,
licensed.
huh?
They don't know anything. They just catch a client and they do all
और
these
फिर
things.
बॉलीवुड तो है सिखाने के लिए
हाँ
कि
हाँ.
हाँ, you put up spy on them, you put
Yes.
tabs, and if
Yes.
nothing works, it's always easy to bring down the girl's reputation.
That's the key weapon they had to bring down the reputation. What is the reputation? She's supremely fair girl, तो
Hmm.
she is applying makeup in court. ये सब आप जज को बोल रहे हो.
And the judge is not prohibiting
And
these kind of allegations and
she
arguments.
she has done after her marriage. One of her friend had this natural parlor opening. तो एक होता है ना ब्राइडल फोटोशूट के लिए आप 2-3 दोस्तों को बुलाते हो. तो she was dressed up in a Tamil bride kind of
Attire.
attire. She has posted that, and the husband has also liked it, and many things had happened. Now they are using those pictures
That, oh,
to
see, this
prove
is
that
she's married
she's
to a Tamil
married.
guy. Okay.
She's married.
Mm,
So
wow. So
this
how do you tackle all of this in court?
we know that this is fake. We know that court will never
But
believe such
knowing is
things.
not equivalent to proving. How do you disprove it?
We disprove it by asking that see the timeline,
Hmm.
see the timeline of the case,
Hmm.
and also at that point of time the court has everything, the cyber officers are there,
Hmm.
they can check the reality. So
Anything
not a big
anything
deal.
else about this case that really baffles you?
The angle of black magic getting involved.
Wow. And how
Yes.
did that get into all of this?
I have this idea, but how much I have known from my client and all
Hmm.
the truth secret is
Hmm.
that the mother-in-law is a practitioner of those kind of activities,
Hmm.
and she has put something to the son's
Oh, that's why he feels a
yes
little
spell.
brainwashed and against the
That
girl.
is why he is not identifying the wife, the one he loved, the one who the girl is of higher caste.
Tell me
The
this. Is this a part of the real petition?
yes,
This element of black magic?
yes, this is.
And the court of law, admits such filings?
This is a part of the real facts. Court cannot deny. What has happened with me, and if I'm putting in my pleading,
Mm.
is the truth that I want to tell
This
to
is
the
my
court.
truth, and I'm
Yes,
putting it as it is.
yes. It's
Okay.
up to the court. Court will never see these angles. Court will never entertain this kind of things. But no one can deny these things are not happening.
They can't stop you from expressing your truth.
Yes. And seeing her case study, I am not able to believe that what made this guy to totally turn around from this girl. Like what is that factor other than having nails and loud voice? The girl don't have a loud voice. She has a normal voice like I have or other girls have. But she's really beautiful. And that beauty element is not in their family. 3 daughters they have. So that one jealousy factor of the women to another woman has done all this married life of beautiful couple are no more together.
And that's a young couple.
Young couple. Just
Mhm.
8 months of marriage and then these
This is
things are
how the
happening.
hell breaks loose.
Yes.
So I think I understand where is this activist part coming in you, where you
Yes.
look at a case not so objectively, but through emotional lenses, you feel attached to it.
Yes.
But is that the right thing to do? I mean, I always wonder if lawyers should get attached to their cases or their clients, or you should be absolutely objective towards your cases. What do you think?
If an advocate get emotionally attached to the client, they can't ask money. You can
Ah,
never ask them money. They'll just give you all the good stuff, sweets. Today I have got these sweets for you. Tomorrow I have
oh, I
got this
prayed
for
for
you.
you.
I went to this temple, so this is what for you.
Hmm.
So if this is actually not wise advice to an advocate that get
Hmm.
emotionally attached. But in my case, I get attached because maybe I'm a girl and I
Hmm.
can't see
You
the
see yourself in those cases.
yes,
What if this
yes,
happened to me?
yes, the same I think. What if this is happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there is somewhere
Hmm.
all advocates should think this that it is somewhere going to give rise to a justice cycle where a real victim can have the faith that if I get connect to my advocate, he or she will do justice to me.
Why do lawyers have such terrible reputation?
Because just to save their client, they are like
They go
this.
to any lengths.
They can go to any length.
Hmm.
I'll tell you now, they can picture a drama in the courtroom.
Hmm.
While cross examining the witnesses, I have seen some advocate will never allow only the witness to tell the reality. They'll say, I have only asked you that much. Nah.
Oh, exactly like Bollywood
Yes.
does. Okay.
Did you ever call your husband? अगर आंसर होगा कि no because he blocked
तो
my
बिकॉज
number,
पे तो खत्म हो गई है
नहीं
बात.
नहीं
हाँ
no
हाँ.
में खत्म हो गया.
अच्छा
No,
अच्छा.
बस. And that is how, and they want to convince the court, but court भी ये नहीं है, मतलब court is तिस्मार खान kind of, court भी समझ जाता है कि बाकी का
ये क्यों नहीं
sentence
बता
खा
रहा है?
गया.
हाँ, क्यों नहीं
हाँ
बताने दे रहा है?
हाँ. तो लेकिन बाद में ना कोर्ट अलाउ कर देता है, बोलता है कि हाँ क्या बोल रहे थे आप. कुछ कुछ जजेस हु हैव द प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड,
हम्म.
कुछ कुछ जजेस होते हैं कि ठीक है
अरे
जो हो
ठीक
रहा है
है
हो रहा
यार,
है,
कितने केसेस हैं, क्या करना
लेकिन
है?
मैंने जजेस को देखा है जो इन्वॉल्व होके सुनते हैं चीज़ों को,
हम्म.
जैसे कि जो मैजिस्ट्रेट मैम जिन्होंने लिखा था इसका कॉग्निजेंस, शी इज़ वेरी इन्वॉल्व एंड उसने सबका साइड लिया एंड देन शी हैज़ रिटन समथिंग एंड देन हर केस वेंट टू दिस लेवल. बट देन कुछ जज होते हैं, कुछ जजेस को मैम टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट उनको नॉलेज ही नहीं होता है. The state judiciary exams are somewhere giving a kind of limitation to the legal knowledge. जैसे IAS होता है, IPS होता है, वैसे IJS होना चाहिए.
ऑन अ
Indian
नेशनल
judiciary,
लेवल. हाँ.
yes. So that when you study law, the entire country's perspective you are learning,
नॉट जस्ट योर रीजन.
not just your region state thing. And then this uncle's, uncle's son judge, ये वाला जो एक बोलते
नेपोटिज्म.
नेपोटिज्म, ऐसा बहुत केसेस है. जब ये आगे आ जाते हैं मैम, तो उसके बाद बहुत ऐसे ऐसे जजमेंट्स आएंगे कि आपको लगेगा कि व्हाट हैपेंड टू जुडिशरी, क्या हो गया, व्हाट हैपेंड बेसिकली.
Ankita, you're so young. You come from a very lavish family, a royal family. You're a princess. You're a real life princess. You could have chosen any other pathway, right? Why did you choose to be an activist wearing a lawyer's coat?
Yes,
What was that turning point in your life that made you do this?
I'll tell you, in my family, the girls never studied more than 12th. I am the very first one to study science, then to do law. And when my father told this news in my family that I think she is good at debates and also I think she will do law, the reaction of my entire family was like, are you serious about her? Like, can she? They don't want to stop me, but the thing that can she do law? And law is an occupation for women. मतलब lawyer है, मतलब पक्का एकदम ये होगी, ये घर की बहू नहीं बन सकती, कुछ नहीं, मतलब संस्कार ही नहीं है.
Everybody will be looking at you
हाँ
with
हाँ
different eyes.
हाँ,
हाँ.
they will be going to jail, visit the jail, character जाएगा, ये जाएगा, so many things people have think. But my father said that no, she can do it, and then I did. And after that, I am very happy that I became change maker of my family. Now my younger cousins are also studying law.
Wow.
This is a, like breaking the stereotype, because from the royal families the women do not study, not they study but not like they go to
Not to make a
universities,
career out of it.
yeah,
Correct.
not to make a career, because they have everything. After all, you go and marry to another royal family, so you have everything that you require for your life.
So you get married to another person of a royal family, you become
Yes.
the queen of that
Yes.
royal family.
Of-
So would you let's talk about that hypothetical situation. You become the queen, right?
See,
And then would you quit practicing law?
never. Never. I cannot do that, because my commitment is towards the society, towards this society where I come from. If I will quit, then the other Jemas who are doing this right now, they will feel that
What's Jamas?
Jemas, matlab the king's daughter is
The
called
princesses.
Raja
The
Jema. In
okay,
Odi-
the Raja Jema, mane Rajakumari.
हाँ,
The
तो
princesses, right?
princess, तो we call Jema. So other Jemas will think कि no, there is a stoppage in life. I want to prove by doing all these things in my life that sky is the limit. Doesn't matter who you are belonging to. Age of marriage is not a factor. You rise, you grow, and the time you feel you want to settle down, then settle down. And thanking God that He has shown me the real life experiences which I'm seeing with all the women who are supremely successful, their marriages are not successful, and who are getting married. Ki this man is stable one, I will enjoy my life, is
But
getting
even that is
nothing.
not
Never it is
happening. Okay.
happening. Yes.
Right. How did your love for activism and your love for justice, especially, I understand you're a woman, I am a woman too. If I ever happen to see any kind of injustice being done to another woman, I do not know what I would do in that moment, but yes, a part of my heart will go out to her, because in that moment I would see myself in her shoes and I could actually feel it happening to me. And what I would do,
Yes.
I would be looking for an exit door there. So I get that part. But
Mm.
how did this whole idea of justice, activism translate from court of law to environmentalism?
The entire ecosystem is basically because my parents are very supportive. I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate to have these kind of parents in my life, because in my
Especially the kind of family chain you have
chain I
around.
have, where my mom is supporting me and my father is equally supporting me. You
Hmm.
want to do this? You want to go to politics? My age, my no Jema is into politics. All married women are into politics in my family. Uh, Many are there, but I, a young girl in politics, without it, I have never taken anyone's support. My father is always telling me that we don't need money. Sometime when my father see me depressed, he say कि पैसा नहीं चाहिए बेटा, सब तो है, आ जाओ वापस. This is what my father.
He is scared
He
after
is
all.
scared. He say he don't want to see me depressed. He
Hmm.
will say it's okay.
Hmm.
But then I am not stopping. I will not compromise for anything less. This is happening because maybe my that Rajputana blood is there. My great grandfather's activism is well known in the Odisha. The kind of literature he has changed, Madhusudan Rao, and many big poets have got upadhi in his darbar. So this the
Raj Darbar.
upadhis, yeah, they have got is in the Raja Sudhardev's darbar. You can research on that also. So I think that is how in my blood, and I
But
am
how
the.
did you change your stance? I mean, not change, but let's say, how did you add the stance of environmental activism and animal rights activism to the already existing so much on your plate?
Yes. So this happened with me. I don't know. God has turned me into this. I'm a pure vegetarian. I have never tasted meat in my life. Matlab, till now, I don't know why. There is some reason or something. So what happened when I was staying in my hostels in NLU? I throw whatever food I used to throw. There was a dog and the puppies who come and eat those food. So whenever I'm depressed or something, I see them eating those food. It makes me very happy. One day I was standing and the puppy came and started pulling me from that area. I
Mm-hmm.
said, he's going to attack me or what? I don't know. So I jumped out of that basin area.
Hmm.
I saw a cobra.
Oh, so the pup was trying to save you.
Yes, I saw a cobra coming out from the drain. And that moment I realized ki no, this is not ki only human to humans are connecting to human are going to save. These people do connect with you pretty well. And that triggered me to work for animals. And from that moment, I become in my campus, I was the well-known animal activist. Anything, any wound, anything happening to any animal around, I will go with betadine and 2 3 sprays. I'll do malham patti. And मेरे को वो I was not feeling that yuck, how is it looking that
So do you agree with what Supreme Court's verdict for the stray dogs have been?
that is what uncle's son
That is what the uncle's son
is where
judged.
I would come. I'll tell you, Tanya. Morning you get up, you just see newspaper, and apart from all the hell happening in this country, you got only one column where this the girl name I'm forgetting who died out of the
Because of the dog bite, yes,
because of
yes.
the dog bite. Again, that was been this he brought to the court, and so moto cognizance was taken in that case,
Hmm.
and all these decisions he gave.
Can you elaborate on the suo moto cognizance for our
Yes,
audience?
a so moto cognizance means he himself can take the
So the
case to the
Supreme Court
Supreme
has
Court.
the
Power.
ability, power to take a
Yes,
case on its own
yes,
and deal with it as they see fair.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know what triggered to that honorable justice that he took that case uh to deal with the case, and he brought the conclusion that it's the dog who is creating terror in the society, and we need to put them in a dog pound. The reality, he didn't cross check. Actually, the girl was suffering from some kind of disease. The mother and father both have confirmed that was not because of rabies she died. She died from some other genetic disease.
But the rabies is potential killer.
Rabies is a potential killer, But to be very honest, crores of fund every year center government release to vaccinate the stray dog. Tell me, when one stray dog is vaccinated, tell me any symbol is been attached to the stray dog. That this is vaccinated. No dogs are vaccinated. Where the fund goes? If you want investigate to the executive system, this is what judgments you are going to give. And for that, the entire animal justice society came to the streets. It came to the street not because that they are not saying that rabies is happening and people are dying, just because the investigation was wrong, just because the judge did not investigate it if that article has the potential to make a case against dog.
Hmm.
And for that, you are penalizing the entire dogs, including the feeders. Until now, due to the ambiguity in the judgment you have given, the dog feeders are getting arrested. Yesterday in Tamil Nadu or somewhere, two dog feeder got arrested just because they were feeding. Now tell me, the tea shops where the biscuits and all are there, they are in the public streets only. So we'll not buy biscuit from the
Tea
that
stalls.
tea stalls and will not feed there. Then where will we take those area? See, dog or any of the organism, all of us,
Hmm.
we love our territory. If you take us out of our territory, we will be uncomfortable. We will have the fear that if something wrong is going to happen. Same with dogs. Dogs know the smell.
They're canines. They're definitely
They
territorial.
can do that. What wrong happened in Delhi? This ABC program, Animal Birth Control Program. They started picking up dogs from one society, and after doing all the surgeries, they started putting in other society. That is the reason that made the dog violent. If I don't know where I am right now, I don't know where to get food. मेरे सोसाइटी में मुझे पता है कि
So
कौन
you're
से.
always on a survival mode.
Yes,
So you do what any animal would do.
with any animal would do. So yeah, so basically this is happening due to the ABC malfunction.
Hmm.
ABC program is meant that from
Animal
which,
birth control.
yes, animal birth control 2023,
Hmm.
there is this bill which particularly says that feeding of stray animal is not illegal. Okay, this is what the parliament has passed. Again, you cannot take out the stray animal from their local places, from the where they are habitat, local habitat. You can't remove them. After ABC operation, you have to put them back to their natural habitat,
Okay.
because the law framer knew that this is what going to happen if you misplace the dogs in other society.
So the legislation was okay.
Yes, legislation is still saying that.
Hmm.
Back then in 2019, a Supreme Court judgment, some so-called animal hater, they went and they filed a PIL where Supreme Court has condemned and said that this kind of PIL should not be entertained by Supreme Court, because this is basically against the natural justice of law. Supreme Court functions in the theory of natural justice of law.
Okay.
Something that is not in law, because nothing is for animals. No
Hmm.
such laws are for animal
Hmm.
justice. So it is the natural justice of law. So animal cannot be taken out of their natural habitat. Secondly, feeding animal is never illegal. Dog lovers or animal lovers or anyone activist can go and feed them. This situation, what happened, like very, I am sorry to say this, but very mollified way the judgment has been written. This is not a straight judgment.
Do you think there's a bigger picture here? There is something bigger happening?
Yes, this is what is happening is that Supreme Court
Hmm.
itself has, gone against its judgment, which was the foundation judgment, or the only judgment, if I'll say, or landmark judgment, if we say. And this is where Supreme Court has not defined the judgment, the very first judgment. The judgment is not a defined judgment. In this judgment, it is stated that dogs will not be removed from their
Natural
natural
habitats.
habitat. Okay, every animal lover welcomed it. If any animal lover or NGO wants to have anything against the judgment, they have to deposit 1 lakh rupees. That will go to the animal welfare sector of the government. Now, an NGO which is begging for the money, they will be depositing 1 lakh rupees, and they will be going to do a PIL, SLP, or whatsoever.
Sounds like a toxic cycle.
Yes. See, this is how they have molded the things in a very soft way. They have molded the things. Second, they have said that cannot feed in public. Now, tell me one place, Tanya, that which is not a public place.
Every place is public.
And dogs lives in the public street
Mm-hmm.
where all the vehicles are going, society are existing. So where will the dog lover feed them? Did you talked about a feeding station, which
No.
is what I have addressed even in a debate in one of the news channel. I said you did not address that there will be a feeding station. You never told that there should be clean water for dogs and other cows and other cats who are in the street, because water is the basic need for everyone, every life. You did not told that. Then I gave an arrangement that there has to be an asbestos in every society. There has to be some bowls or people can
Some
get their
kind of
bowls.
shelter, yes.
Yes, and all the stray dogs, like in my society, I know there are 6 stray dogs.
Hmm.
So I will call the government. Government will immediately come. The veterinary will immediately come. Will vaccinate them. Will put a blue collar that they are vaccinated, which is the rule. This is the rule that they'll
But
put a.
how come I've never seen any dog in the city with a blue collar around their
That
neck?
is what I'm telling. Funds come around crores and crores. Last time, when I attended a meeting of ABC Rule, where I was invited as a guest by the state government, I heard 600 crores came for ABC.
When was this?
2023.
The ex incumbent government was in power.
Yes. So, that time, they discussed all the pros and cons, how shall we do, and so many people came, all these, some from national, few people came, and all of us had a discussion. After that, 1 year after, the dogs are multiplying in such a way that now, back then it was some 3 4 lakhs in Bhubaneswar. Now they are telling us it is more than 6 7 lakhs. Recent census of they have done two
And this
three
is
days.
between how much years gap?
23 25 2 years. Lakhs has.
Whatever little knowledge I have in biology, I can tell you no animal, especially a higher mammal like dogs, can multiply at a rate of, double their population size.
Yes.
I mean, if you extrapolate, take
Hmm.
out the bias, be statistically accurate, even then it will not amount to more than 4.5 lakhs, maybe.
But this is what the statistics says. And to be very honest, ABC they were doing. I will not tell ABC they were not doing. But what was the wrong? They bought a blacklisted company, which the Animal Welfare Board of India has done blacklist. So there is a lots of company
So,
who,
on what basis do these companies get blacklisted?
because of the kind of procedure they adopt. The dogs were not given anesthesia, and directly the operations were done. They were in
That's,
senses.
oh my god,
They were
that's
tying the,
inhumane.
yes, like they keep the dog, like, ma'am, like, Tanya, I can't tell you what was a scenario which I had witnessed there. The dogs are kept in the cage, no water, nothing, and one by one they're bringing, and half of the stitch is done, half is not done, and they're leaving.
No anesthesia.
No anesthesia, nothing. No, this for the, for this wounds, they give all these ointments and all, injections and all, nothing is given.
So, tell me this. Okay, so I understand there is crores of money involved,
Yes.
which we don't have any accounts of.
No.
At least not for Bhubaneswar in the ex incumbent government's
Yes.
rule
Yes.
or reign.
Yes.
Now, if this happens, if we go by the verdict given by the Supreme Court, right?
Hmm.
If, although, despite being mollified or anything,
Hmm.
if we go by that, all stray dogs have to be picked up and put in a dog pound. The channel for that money stops.
Yeah.
Because then you're not channelizing crores of rupees, hundreds of crores of rupees, right?
Hmm.
Doesn't make sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm totally getting what you're pointing out.
If I were somebody who would like to be a part of a system where hundreds of crores of money is getting flown in, even though where it's going I'm not held accountable against, I would always want that channel to be open. I would never close it down.
Yes.
So, what exactly is the power play here?
See, the power play here is that percentage in every level is fixed.
Correct?
Okay.
And that is true for anything. Huh?
Yes. But the benefit here is that this money is coming from for those kind of creatures who can't speak. So जितना लूटो, जो करना है
बट
करो.
अगर सारे कुत्ते इम्पाउंड चले गए तो
Hmm.
फिर तो कोई भी सरकार केंद्र में बैठी हो
See.
वो तो 600 करोड़ की वो जो राशि है
Hmm.
धन राशि है उसको तो फ्लो नहीं करेगी, उसका फ्लक्स बंद हो जाएगा.
Delhi पे Delhi, this is what I told of Bhubaneswar, 600
Hmm.
crores. Delhi,
This was just for Bhubaneswar?
Bhubaneswar.
600 crores?
Yes. What do you thought? No, this is not central thing. This was for here.
And just for 1 year.
This was no Bhubaneswar in the sense for the state.
Okay.
State.
I get it
Ha,
that, but
ha.
was it what was that amount
No, for
flown?
the financial year, maybe for that
Hmm.
all total 5 years they have
Hmm.
given, the financial year they have given.
600 crores.
Yes, only for ABC is a big, big, big amount. Like I can't tell you. But at Delhi, first challenge will come to find a secluded place at Delhi where development is not happening for those dogs. That is where Supreme Court put us. It is not permanent, I'll tell you. Supreme Court has not told that dog pounds are not going to be built. This is very misconceptions that is coming to the few people that Supreme Court has given relief. No, Supreme Court may at any point of time
Change
trigger
its verdict.
change its verdict. And
Because it's a
Supreme
suo moto cognizance.
Yes, and Supreme Court will tell that we have nowhere told that dogs pounds are illegal or it should not be made. So the judgment is written in a very twisted way. So जिनको समझ में आ रहा है वो समझ रहे हैं और जिनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है they are saying जय हो Supreme Court. This is the reality.
Wow.
And
So
you
we
see,
don't have class action lawsuits?
see, this proposal was given by this current government at Delhi. For some reason, this was given. But government change after every 5 years, right? If what if after 5 years a new government will come and उनको लगेगा कि नहीं हमें नहीं करना डॉग पाउंड सबको
But
छोड़
that's a
देंगे,
big if, no?
then that no, that is a big if, but that is also a you know if I say you like you have to keep this in mind. This is not a easy thing.
Permanent, huh?
This is a temporary thing. After 5 years, what?
Mm.
And what will happen to those dogs who are in dog pound? They'll be released. If no funds are going for them, then government will tell obviously release
If you
them.
don't have the money to run the impound, so obviously you'll let the
Yes.
dogs go. Hmm.
Then where will these dogs go? How are you going to manage again to relocate those dogs? So and I'll tell you, here though animal lovers are feeding them, the government is not getting the actually the price what is getting matlab, is getting involved in all this process. Government will start feeding monthly, more than 20 lakhs will be invested in that pound just to feed
Per month.
twice per month.
And that you're saying only for Delhi.
Only for Delhi. Only for Delhi dogs. And what if these dogs would again multiply?
They will.
They will. How are you going to keep them and how you are going to distribute food, how you are going to do veterinary services? So this is impractical.
This decision is
Just
impractical.
yes, just because कुछ नहीं था बोलने को, अरे मेरा कुछ नहीं हो रहा, अच्छा ये वाला लेके बात. This is this joke, this what Supreme Court has done is that its own theory of natural justice it has challenged.
This is really. Why didn't see the money angle there? I just saw the emotions, the activism and everything.
Then no one questioned that. Supreme Court never questioned the investigation, never asked for a detailed
So this
paper.
entire suo moto cognizance of this case was based on one column of a
One
newspaper.
column of the newspaper that I'll tell you, Tanya, there was one. I'll not name that media. There was a businessman, a reputed businessman of Gujarat, I think. So he was going on morning walk and he had a heart attack and he fell. So when he fell, the dog started
Surrounding
barking.
him.
Barking him and surrounding him. It was an alert that something has happened. What people?
Thought
What
they were attacked. A gang
yes.
of dogs. They attacked the poor
Attacked?
guy.
Yes, and he
Who-
spot death.
He
Nothing.
died out of
He
scare.
died. No one said that that was an heart attack. Just after that, this animal lovers, because people like us are the activists who go and do research, who go and do investigation. क्या हुआ था बताओ?
Hmm.
Then we get to know कि अच्छा बेचारे कुत्ते बदनाम. One labor's child fell from the second floor
Hmm.
and dog gave the alarm कि बच्चा गिर गया है. Media has written that the dogs pulled down a baby and
From a second floor?
from a second floor, and that floor was not written, and dog ate.
What are people getting high on these days?
I-
Oxygen?
I am. They have nothing to say. They have
No,
nothing
but I'll tell
to
you what,
deal.
on a serious note, I'll tell you
Hmm.
what. There have been deaths in the country due to dog bites.
Yes.
There is no denying that fact.
Honestly,
But I will also agree with you. Let me first agree with the families that have lost their daughters and sons and their beloveds to dog bites. It's very unfortunate. And to a certain level, we do understand their pain. When you lose somebody, you don't really become reasonable after that. But yes, I also agree with the logical side of your argument that whatever suo moto cognizance happened in this case was half baked, let's say, unbaked, because there
Mm.
was no proper investigation into the, at
Yes.
least not the case that the suo motu cognizance was recognized on.
Yes.
So if this had been any other case where the reality was as true as they meant it to be,
Mm-hmm.
things would have been slightly different. People would have
Yes.
been more accepting,
Mm.
but that did not happen. Now
Did
let's
not
come to
happen.
your other angle. So Ankita, you've been a treasurer at the Y20 Secretariat, right? Could you
Yes,
tell us
yes.
what is a Y20 Secretariat?
Y20 under the presidency of G20 India, Y20 young 20 from the 20 countries, young professional participated in this event, and basically we discussed about the climate change, the
Hmm.
poverty happening in the across the
Globe.
globe, peace and security, and some major issues. And we made a white paper out of that. We made a paper like for the entire 20 countries, that they gave the suggestions that these things should happen, and that they were signatory to the paper, and that was being sent to the various countries who
Hmm.
represented us, that this is what the discussion
Was all about.
was all about. So all the youth who are into activism or who are into change makers, you can tell, were called for those things.
You know, Gen Zs are being called out left, right, and center on internet, but you are one Gen Z. That is, I would really, really applaud. And that brings me to my next segment, that you also are the state coordinator for the current incumbent government in Odisha, that is BJP.
Yes.
Could you tell us about your role?
I am the state coordinator in the legal cell, where we discuss about the policies like walk board, one nation, one election. All those things have been discussed by us. And we verify the papers and how we are going to implement this in our state, and the RTIs that the ex government has done, that how to ask that and how to work on that. So basically, the policy part, I
Hmm.
see the policy making part of the thing.
Any policy from the ex incumbent government that you would like to challenge now?
Every policy of them, like currently I'm getting an opportunity to go through these government things,
Hmm.
because previously we'd not had any access to government
Documents.
policies and projects. Such projects are made in those government which never got implemented.
Name one.
That there is a yojana, some ma chua, some that name I'm some for mother and child mission Sakti, under they have made
Also, this
this.
is a sister concern of Mission Shakti.
Mission Sakti only. That was in pen and paper. Crores of money went for that thing. But where is that project? Where is the project
No
implemented?
beneficiaries?
No beneficiaries. Plus, the yojanas like Kalia Yojana and all they had,
Hmm.
the people who are alive were written that they are dead.
Are you serious?
Yes, and they never got their claims, and they have all the map. Here, the government, the honorable CM, is active with the public people. He
Correct.
goes to the grievance every Monday, someday he go to every district grievance. He sits and he takes the paper. Previous government, we just knew that there is some CM, but he never came to the public. All those grievances that was given, that's on record to these officers, executive officers, it was been just I have seen it by myself. This is just like this, I put it. So who are we giving grievance to? And that one thing brought a change after 25, 24 years of the ex-government. Because connectivity to the people, when people started realizing
Hmm.
that, see, the number of people going out from Odisha
Hmm.
in the ex-government, like
Hmm.
you can even know from the RTI, is like maybe some crores. Skilled laborers from Odisha are going to Tamil Nadu.
Hmm.
One was Surat,
Hmm.
another was Bangalore,
Hmm.
and some are going to Calcutta.
Hmm.
Calcutta, those are going for this construction and all things. These are going, but they're the skilled laborers, and those skills can be used in this your state. But the,
And that's your expertise. You're also you're also like a committee member in the infrastructure board or something, right?
yeah, I was into the RERA, ma'am.
RERA.
RERA practices, so I was into that, and yeah, so I have done my masters in infrastructure law.
So you get it that these skilled
Yes,
laborers could be used in our state
yes,
instead of other
yes,
neighboring states. Mm.
yes. So this is what was happening. But in the name of skilled programs, crores of money was being spent by this ex-government. To whom were they giving skills? I seriously don't know. Whom were they giving employment is a big question mark. And why the rate of unemployment in Odisha was at the highest out of every states in country, Odisha was at the top. And the narrative that Odisha is the poorest state, despite of having crores of mines, despite of having so much nice flora and fauna, how can so nice field agricultural productivity, how can Odisha be a poorest state? So this is what happened to get money from center. This narrative was made. But currently, after many verifications and many things, people are getting to know. People got to know once the BJP policy cell stepped in and we started looking into the policies. We were shocked. Their budget policies, ma'am, if you see, 20, any year 21, 22, 22, 23, 24, we have analyzed those budget policies. It's mere schemes, no policy, no execution. Policy is for the public welfare, right? Yeah. How the policy will get implemented? For example, I bought a policy that all the youth from 22 to 25 years will be given skills of AI. That's much. And funding will be 500 crores.
No execution.
How to execute? Who are the targeted youth? What is the first zone? South is Odisha, East Odisha, West Odisha. Where are you going to implement? Nothing is written in their papers.
And crores of money have flown in and flown out.
Yes, crores and crores of money. And still there are few people, and that is why government is always reshuffling IAS and OS if you have seen the news. This is because that one thing that BJD government used to work, that everything was these IAS officers were doing in the country.
Bureaucracy was always
Was,
supreme.
yes, always supreme for the ex-government. That is what is hitting on them right now. That how can a minister or how can a CM take the call? Not the ISOS bureaucracy has no power right now. So this is the change that the Odisha always wanted.
So, what is the current incumbent government doing about stopping these skilled laborers' migration?
We had this so many ये जो अपन को रोजगार मेला, already 5 to 6 rozgar melas has been done and people are given the jobs. If you can see there are the Google, you can find all those things, that they are given jobs to their professionalism. For example, nurse, they are getting into those nursing sectors, and different people are getting into different. So the rozgar mela is an official event which this government is doing every year. Recently also they'll be doing Ye Mela. Then
And this is within a span of 1 year.
1 year. Startup conclave. That ex-government never spoke about startup, ma'am. The building was used for IT, cell of BJD. When our government came, we went to that building. We made the very first Swablambi Bharat program. And it was all the youth around the state who have the startup
Ideas.
ideas participated, and till now more than 200 to 300 startup, including women and male female ratio, they have done their startups. All are funded by the startup that comes from the government. Now those money previously also it came, Startup India has launched from long back. Where was the money going? Many a things. So this government knows that what policies the center is making, and center is making sure that Odisha, as new the government has come, will be the very first one to implement it. All kind of policies.
So, do you really think, Ankita, this was the reason why BJD lost 2024 elections?
Yes, this was the reason. A CM.
But what about BJP's narrative against Mr. Pandian? That had a huge role to play. We can't simply, let's address the elephant in the room.
Yes, that
There is a huge narrative in the state that the only reason BJP won was because they had a very strong narrative against Mr. Pandian working as a member of, BJD, that is the ex-incumbent government. So whatever we are talking right now may be true. I do not know, right?
Yes.
But there's a very powerful narrative out there, and let's face it. Like I said, let's address the elephant in the room. BJD did not lose by a lot. The popular votes were definitely there with BJD. So, what do you think really went wrong with BJD last year elections?
Ma'am, BJD lost because, yes, the Pandian thing which you are telling. When the CM has given free hand to a person who is into nowhere in BJD from the last 25 years, recently you have introduced someone in 1 year, and the person is doing like everything. That was a battle in the party.
But why is it such a bad thing
It is,
necessarily?
it is not, it is my bad thing because that person himself started portraying that he is the future CM candidate. If you have seen the reality, what Mr. Pandian has done to BJD, he started telling that I am the supremo, I am the high command.
I am fully aware of that narrative as well. That
Yes,
when Mr. Pandian started narrating himself as the CM, portraying himself as the future CM of the state.
yes.
But yeah, Ankita, very
He handled
objectively,
all the ministries. How can a IS officer handle the ministry? His wife, Srimati Sujata Pandian, she handled this mission Shakti
Shakti,
thing
it was her brainchild.
entirely. Yes, entirely she handled, and many, they went to Singapore, and what not blunders had happened in this, in their party. So many things happened, ma'am. That was just they themselves were digging the well, and they
They fell into
themselves
it.
they fell into it.
Okay.
We just highlighted that, this is happening,
No,
so
that's
people
okay. I mean,
should
that's a
see
fair
that.
game. I mean, when you're campaigning for yourself, you also
Huh.
campaign against the opponent.
Yes.
So
And
it's
have you
fair.
seen that video where Navin Patnaik was having alcohol and smoking in a bus and doing campaigning in last election where of course they won. But that video never came out. That video came out in this elections time. So people have track of everything, ma'am. Once they get an opportunity, they will put it. And it was their party people who came and joined BJD. Many of our MLAs were the BJD candidate in the last election, but they joined BJP. They joined BJP because they knew that they are, the narrative is already totally different. That is not going to be a democratic party anymore, because Mr. Pandian and his wife made it sure that they are going to capture the party, which is never ever, anyone will never want to do that. And they wanted to do this by having all this link with the bureaucrats, their
So, but
own
why I'm still,
system.
I'm still a little
Yes.
fuzzy on this angle. So, if I want to become the CM of the state, I would do absolutely everything to become the CM of the state. So, why is it necessarily so wrong if Mr. Pandian and Mrs. Pandian were ambitious about it?
Ma'am, when you are representing a party
Hmm.
and you are doing something that is going totally against party,
Hmm.
who is going to vote you? These people of Odisha only, right?
So, do you agree with the stance that BJD lost 2024 elections because of Mr. Pandian,
Because of Sri Navin Patnaik giving so much leverage, unnecessary leverage to Mr.
Mr.
Pandian.
Pandian?
And without any reason, without any condition,
Hmm.
like even their ministers were in shock that what suddenly happened. Some people told that he's blackmailing. What is that blackmail? So many things
But this is all
existed.
hearsay, right?
This is all hearsay, but
Most of the things we are discussing right now is hearsay
yes,
because
this
this is
is
what we heard on media, this is
we
what we
heard
saw
on
on media.
media. Yes, this is a
Nobody knows what really happened.
nobody knows, but ma'am, that helplessness is quite seen.
Mm.
Is still now we are looking
Helplessness
at.
of the people of Odisha. Okay.
Yes. And still now we are seeing that in that party, there is, who is the head of the party is a big question
Question
mark.
mark.
And they themselves don't know what strategy they should work on.
Hmm.
That they themselves don't know.
Hmm.
Yesterday they had a some kind of strike or something. So I was there nearby, like I heard two guys were telling, but Amar, they,
That's okay, huh?
yeah, they had another issue. The
Hmm.
person who has brought them from some village has told a narrative, and then someone here is telling some other narrative. So they told, "Tote ଏଇଟା କହିଛନ୍ତି ମତେ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ବିରୋଧ କରିବା." I,
That's okay. I think
I
that
was,
happens in every rally.
yes, this happens, but ma'am, the thing is that their agenda is not fixed.
Hmm.
After 24 years, it's a big shame for you that you were removed. Like you were telling, we are the only party to rule this state. We are the party for
One
the,
of the longest running incumbencies.
yes.
Hmm.
And it is somehow the strategy of Shri Navin Patnaik only, that without even knowing Odia,
Hmm.
he ruled this state.
Hmm.
That is commendable.
Hmm.
But after so much power, what made him powerless that
Hmm.
he surrendered before Pandian? That question mark, that anger existed in the people of Odisha.
So, if let's say tomorrow BJD has a good representative or a good leader, somebody who can take a stand, somebody who can lead the agendas, and there's a proper agenda, you think BJP is going to find a tough time?
No,
No, not the
BJP.
kind of, what makes you so confident?
Because ma'am, BJD means Navin Patnaik. In layman's language, I'll tell you. BJP means बीजेपी पार्टी, मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में पार्टी चल रही है. Here anyone sit will work like Modi. So Modi ji is the supreme figure now in this nation. Anyone in this BJP is a replica of Modi ji. That is what people believe, and that is how this government is also working. But in BJD, if you bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry, Odisha will not accept because they have seen Mr. Naveen Patnaik. And Naveen Patnaik's aura is, ma'am, I'll tell you, Naveen Patnaik's ji aura is very strong in this country, in this state. But because currently, whatever narrative the Pandian and family had played against him and against the party has made the party to lose. And no, and it is not that BJP has not given a tough fight. It was very tough for BJP. In a time, it was ki BJD and BJD will be doing a
Yeah,
coalition
coalition
government.
party, yes.
But then it is the BJP who said no. If we do a coalition like it happened in 2004 situation, this will again happen. We'll fight alone. And our state president Shri Manmohan Samalji gave the slogan ki Eka lodivo sarkar godivo, and finally they did it, ma'am. So it was their own MLA and MP candidate who in the meantime left the party and joined BJP. In the end time, how many names you may be knowing, it's end time decision. So
Give me three policies that BJP is working on right now, which will negate everything that BJD could not do in its tenure of 24 years.
yes, first is employment, developing employment and industries, the real industries, not only in the pen and paper in Odisha, developing the architecture of city. Two new cities will be made. One is the new Bhubaneswar that will be happening very shortly around that some hospital. One will be twin city connecting the Cuttack and Bhubaneswar. One new Cuttack or some new name they'll be giving, a new city will come. Second thing, ma'am, the this women's safety thing right now. Women's safety thing, it was never ever there in BJD, because in BJD the cases of Mamita Meher, Pari, and many other girls, it was their own candidates, MLA, MP candidates, ministers, whose names are there in the investigating reports. It
So,
is.
what went wrong with the Baleswar girl, putting herself on
Yes.
fire?
Ma'am, ABBP is a organization that
And that is considered as an extension of the current incumbent government of Odisha and India.
this is a narrative, ma'am. What she was facing is because of improper implementation of the the this ragging laws in
Campus.
that campus. Ma'am, basically I'll tell you, I was also a student. Just a few years back I was a student. Everybody talks about the ragging that happens in senior junior. No one speaks of the ragging that a faculty do to a student.
Correct.
Faculty does ragging. I have personally seen, many of my friends have experienced that in private or in government colleges. Faculty try to manipulate. So, in her case, the faculty who was targeting her was from NSUI. He was a core supporter. His Facebook, I have face things also you can see. Just because she was of ABBP, she was not given attendance. She was not given those opportunity which NSUI students were getting. So she has a protest. Obviously, she's from ABBP, so she will say things. Now, when he realized that I have asked for the favor or whatsoever, she told that in Argus News. Long back, her one interview was there. And ma'am, somewhere the parents are not understanding. She has openly said that Mamo Baba bhi bahut raguchanti, kochanti tu chhadi de. She wanted to pursue, she wanted to study, she wanted to get the right justice which the other students are getting. So just because she was going to protest and all, it is not a reason that you will not give her attendance. You are giving it to the other. So she had that issue. And that time the principal also supported that faculty, and the height went, ma'am, when entire student went against him, against her. They wrote undertaking that this faculty is the best faculty, and 100 plus students have signed there. How is that possible in a government university? Who gives you authority, and how can a principal accept it?
But politics has always had, it always has had a very important role to play in colleges and universities across
Yes.
Odisha.
Yes.
What is BJP going to do to counter that? As long as there is politics
Yes.
happening inside any educational institute or campus. And this is something I'm saying very personally because I've seen what students do in the name of, students union, what they do in the name of college politics. Don't you think it's high time that BJP put a curb on this?
Ma'am, BJD had stopped student union
Hmm.
not because for the safety of the student, the narrative that they are giving.
Hmm.
They have stopped it because they knew ABVP is the strongest organization among all the student organizations in Odisha.
Hmm.
Okay, the ABVP is very strong.
Hmm.
But the narrative that they started building is that ABVP is BJP's student wing. No. ABVP is a separate entity. BJP student wing or youth wing is the Yuva Morcha, which we belongs to. So BJD stopped the student election. But their preparation for the student election were some or other how going on. So they have targeted the ABVP student not only in Baleswar, across the Odisha, in Ramadevi, in Utkal. Many small cases every time was happening. This case has just highlighted the core issue. BJP government, when it came to the power, the students have, asked the government to start the elections. But government had studied the campus situation. That's why government had stopped. Okay, government did not say that we'll be doing. But again, a preparatory thing was going on for student election because that is how you elect the future leaders. Student election is required in every institution. But foul play is done by BCJD and NSUI. ABVP is never active because they want to win election. ABVP is the only organization, because I was a part of ABVP from 2015 to 19. I know they only and only work for student justice. They don't want, they have nothing to do with government. किसी को अगर हॉस्टल नहीं मिल रहा है, ABVP will go and stand. मेस में खाना नहीं है, ABVP will go and stand. So ABVP is totally purely a student organization. But whereas this BCJD, NSUI, they are a political party student organization, then what do you expect from them? So these scenarios in every university which you are telling is been created by them because they want to show the power, that gundagardi, that things, whatever you are telling. And they are purely known for the gundagardis. They have done many cases have been registered. But ABVP students never do gundagardi. They just sit in protest, मार खाते हैं, स्टेशन जाते हैं, फिर छूट के आते हैं. You will never see a ABVP student raping someone in the name of election. No cases, ma'am. You will never see ABVP student doing some chedkhani in the campus in the name of elections. But these people have profile that they'll do it. And that is why the elections were been stopped. And now the elections thing is undecided because of this case.
Yes.
But this case was, ma'am, purely harassment case. And that is where the state government has released a helpline called SAFE, where they are adding the sexual harassment in workplace, that act 2013, that is act. POSCO act is also added in those helpline, those things. And mental giving mental strength to women, those workshops are added. So the students, basically, any age, any gender, anything. But how the society takes it, I'll tell you what wrong happened here. After her death, you will see lines of women issue came up in Odisha, in Puri, in Kendrapada, in that Gopalpur beach. So this is what, ma'am, when the opponent gets an issue, gets a opportunity, they will try to frame all these things in the name of the current government. In Gopalpur beach, whatever happened, it is because they were having a good time, the couple, and some people saw it secluded. So I mean, we can have go and try with the girl, and they misbehaved the girl, and whatsoever happened after
But
that.
still raises a question on, the women's safety under this current
Yes,
government, right? I mean, of course, accidents. It was an unfortunate incident, not an accident, unfortunate incident where the couple had to go through what they had to go through. But that raises a question, right?
Ma'am, see, the straight reply, if I'll tell you, the logical thing, if I'll tell you, the 2 3 incidents which you have seen, their parents have themselves thanked the state government for giving them all kind of medical aids, all kind of police support, and all kind of possible support that government can give. But did you heard this in the Mamita Meher case? Did you heard this in Pari case? Pari's father is still telling that it is that person who killed my daughter. So where the family persons, you see, ma'am, how media has given all the access. They can go to the aims, they can record everything. Every, small movements are being shown in media because it is this government. In the ex government, how much news did you knew about what actually happened with Mamita Meher, unless the Yuva Morcha went and did all the things in 2009, 21, I think. Yuva Morcha has done a biggest strike by then. And that was a shaking point for the BJD government, actually, if I tell you.
So you mentioned three policies that will maybe mitigate what the ex-incumbent government in Odisha could not do in its tenure of 24
Another
years.
one, the last one is tourism.
Tourism.
Tourism sector in Odisha, the best kept secret. Odisha is no more a secret. Investment was happening, ma'am, but they were not allowing the foreign investor to invest in Odisha.
Hmm.
Like there were many people who want to make hotels and all, but this government did not allow them. Just pen paper mein rakh diya, and many cases had happened. But here, tourism is getting so strong. Then you have Odisha Yatri. Now people are getting employment through that auto thing. Small, resorts. You can see in this 1 year how many resort projects are going to be sanctioned. So this government is working in all sectors. People are free to give their advices. CM is telling that we'll have one session for, anyone can give any advice to the CM, and CM is open to everything. The only thing is that people of Odisha should know how to avail those things. Because in the ex-government, Naveen Patnaik had become like that North Korea ke president ki tarah he had become. And some people in Odisha still think that Acha Mohan Majhi maybe also, but no. Mohan Majhi is a person who is going to, even in Jatra party, people are calling him ma'am. The Honorable CM is going and attending those. Some bhajan kirtan things is happening, he is going and attending. And that is why he is the people's CM. No one can deny that. And another women safety thing which you have told, our Honorable Deputy CM has announced to open the breastfeeding centers in all the malls and all the public spaces. This is what women safety means.
Thank you so much for all your answers, Ankita. I can totally see where you get your flair of activism, your flair of being a lawyer, for fighting for justice. And you've always been an active member of, be it students' politics, or now that when you're looking at policy making and policy changing. I really, really hope that the youngsters who are watching us take inspiration from you, that a young person like yourself, who who's not only just a chain breaker and a change maker, but she's also brewing a lot of things behind the scene. And we loved you on this episode, and I wish and I hope that you guys loved her as much as we did. Do definitely pass on your comments on the comment section below. Do give us a like, share, and subscribe. Until then, please take care. Tada, bye bye.